Number 1. German words. During Hynkel's speech, there are several recognizable German words used. Most popular are Wiener Schnitzel, a Viennese-style breaded veal cutlet, and sauerkraut, sour preserved cabbage. Though some other utterances vaguely resemble words in German, the speech is actually gibberish. Another two recognizable words are Cheese und Kraken, used by Hynkel as if they were obscenities. These words, as the entire speech, was improvised by Chaplin. Number 2. Charlie and Paulette. During filming, Sir Charles Chaplin's relationship with Paulette Goddard began to deteriorate, but both tried very hard to save it. In 1942, Chaplin proudly introduced her as my wife, at a New York engagement, but within months they were amicably divorced. The notoriously finicky Chaplin agreed to a generous divorce settlement. Years later, both Chaplin and Goddard were living in Switzerland. One day they spotted each other at a cafe, and had lunch together. It was their last meeting. Number 3. Censorship. Hitler banned the film in Germany, and in all countries occupied by the Nazis. But curiosity got the best of him, and he had a print brought in through Portugal. History records that he screened it twice, in private, but history did not record his reaction to the film. Sir Charles Chaplin said, "I'd give anything to know what he thought of it." For political reasons in Germany, the ban stayed until 1958. Although this movie was banned in all Nazi-occupied countries, it was screened once to a German audience, in the occupied Balkans. Members of the resistance group switched the reels in a military cinema and replaced a comedic opera with a copy of this film, which they had smuggled in from Greece. So a group of German soldiers enjoyed a screening of this film, until they realized what it was. Some left the cinema, and some were reported to have fired shots at the screen. Number 4. Napaloni. Jack Oakie once said that although he had made hundreds of pictures, people only remembered him as Napaloni in The Great Dictator, role for which he received his one and only Oscar nomination. Sir Charles Chaplin and Jack Oakie enjoyed their roles so much that they often stayed in character after shooting finished for the day. They even attended a party, thrown by Mary Pickford, in full costume. Chaplin said wearing Hynkel's costume made him feel more aggressive, and those close to him remembered him being more difficult to work with on days he was shooting as Hynkel. Number 5. Reality versus fiction. According to documentaries on the making of the film, Sir Charles Chaplin began to feel more uncomfortable lampooning Hitler, the more he heard of Hitler's actions in Europe. Ultimately, the invasion of France inspired Chaplin to change the ending of his film, to include his famous speech. Some of Chaplin's associates tried to talk him out of it. One film salesman said the speech would cost him $1 million at the box office. Chaplin replied, "Well, I don't care if it's $5 million." Later, Charles Chaplin said that had he known the true extent of Nazi atrocities, he could not have made fun of their homicidal insanity. More than 50 years later, the Italian comedian Roberto Benigni took up that artistic challenge and created a sensitive comedy drama in the Academy Award-winning movie Life is Beautiful. Number 6. The Oscars. At the 1941 Academy Awards, the film received 5 nominations, but it did not win any. Sir Charles Chaplin was hurt by this, as he had already spent 27 years in Hollywood. James Stewart, the winner of the Best Actor award, for which Chaplin was nominated, was not even planning on going to the ceremony, until someone told him to go there, hours before it began. Interestingly enough, this was the first year in which the winners remained secret, until the moment they were announced at the ceremony. Number 7. The Globe. The scene where Sir Charles Chaplin dances with the globe had its origins in a 1928 movie called The Circus, in which Chaplin also toyed with a globe in similar fashion. All the movements in these scenes were scripted by Chaplin. One curious thing is that when he spins the globe, he rotated as it was the Earth rotating on its axis. However, he spins it in the wrong direction, clockwise, as seen from above the North Pole. If the Earth spun in that direction, the sun would rise in the west and set in the east.
Thanks for watching.